Hello everyone, this is Sandra at the Whispering Well. So today's video is going to be a deck, as you can see in front of you. And this is not a new deck, this one has been out since 2016, but it's a new deck to me. I looked at this one quite a few times, quite often, and then forgotten about it, and I kept meaning to pick it up and never did, and then, like I say, other decks get pushed to the front and other things get pushed lower down the list, and this was one of them. And recently when I visited with Simon at the Hermit's Cave, he'd got some oracle decks that he was no longer wanting to keep, and he asked me if I wanted any of them, and I had a look and this was amongst them, and I thought, oh yes, I've always wanted to get that deck. So he said yes, I could have it. So it's really great to finally have this deck now. So this is the box. It's nice and sturdy. It's a Blue Angel deck, and it's by Barbara Mickeljohn-Free and Flavia Kate Peters. You can see on the side there. The artwork is by Richard Crooks, and it says on the back, "In ancient times, across countless cultures throughout history, there were those traditionally revered as wise ones, gifted oracles who spoke directly with nature, interpreted signs and omens, and communed with the gods for messages with extraordinary clarity and foresight. Much of this ancient wisdom and many of their divinatory tools have been forgotten with the passing of time. This unique deck brings them together again, offering the chance to reconnect with different fortune-telling tools and modalities, as well as rediscovering the ancient significance of a multitude of omens and signs from the universe. By rebirthing these lost arts of divination, we reawaken our soul's connection with the world of spirit and gain access to the symbolic answers that guide us to our heart's true desire and higher purpose." So that's really nice, and we've got some like little pictures on the ends. I think they're the same. Oh no, they're not the same, both ends. So the box opens like that, and it's a nice purple or light kind of lavender colour inside. Let's move that. So we get like a booklet. So we've got the guidebook here. It's a reasonable sized guidebook. How many pages there are minus adverts? So 116 pages. So as I said, it's Blue Angel, and I do like Blue Angel's decks. Here we've got Fire Bear, Saxon Elder. Many can give good advice or direct you to follow the right paths, but the actual steps to experience the lessons of life and its rich rewards can only be taken by you, guided by what you know. Increase your knowledge, expand your wisdom, and therein lies the key to an amazing journey of self-discovery. So these are all the cards listed. There's 45 cards in this deck. There's an introduction, Journey of Divination, a guided visualization. So that's really cool to have that, the guided visualization. Divination through the ages. So really interesting little bits of information. And then we've got Becoming the Oracle, how to read the cards, how to use the cards. Trio of simple card spreads. So we have a 3-card spread here. We have the Cornish cross here, which is a 5 card. And then we go into card messages, so it starts with the card. And so we've got about 2 pages per card, roughly. Some it's a little bit less, but and what we have like so this is aura observation, and we have a little write up here. Then we get an incantation, which I think is really cool, other divinatory meanings, and aura revealed. So I think that's really good that we get that for each one as well. So that goes right the way through the book, and then there's just about the authors and the artist at the back. So yeah, quite a nice little guidebook. Now these cards, I have shuffled them because I've been playing with them. So they're not in the order that they would come in if you bought the deck new, I'm sure, but anyway. So these are the backs. Of course they're typical quite large oracle size cards, typical Blue Angel size, if any of you have got any Blue Angel decks. These are the backs, which I really love actually. The backs are so nice. They are glossy, as you can see, because it's an older Blue Angel deck. I think they have started to use matte cardstock now, but this one is glossy. So the first one we have here is Flowers, and it says Fickle underneath. We have Dice, Gamble, Tea Leaves, I love this one, Foresight. See, what do you see? I can kind of see a girl like holding a bird, or a woman holding a bird, and like that, but you know, everyone sees what they see, don't they? Crystals, Healing, Black Cat, Good Luck, Shooting Star, Confirmation. It's really nice night sky, isn't it, with the trees overhanging at the top. Clouds, Mystical, Handwriting, Authenticity. Love that with the old quill style pen. Then we have a fountain pen nib here. Love this one too, Augur, Mastery. How cool is that? Look at him, and all these colours around him as well. Wheel of Fortune is Fate. That's cool. Looks like a really old style image. Lots, Chance, Thunder and Lightning, Power. That's a cool card too. Oh, I love this too. This is possibly my favourite one in the deck. Nature. Look at that tree. And the sunlight coming through there. I love trees. That's my favourite thing. Fire, Spontaneity. Wishbone, Affirmation. Gosh, I can remember this when I was a kid. My mum, if we used to have a chicken, and we'd be saying, "Can we have the wishbone? Can we have the wishbone?" Me and one of my brothers, and then whoever didn't get the part that where you could make a wish, it was like, oh no. You know, kids. If I can remember that, yeah, pulling the wishbone. Hydromancy, Illusion. Coins, Abundance. Ornithomancy. So this is obviously to do with birds. That's Omen. Candle, Illumination. I like that one too. palmistry interpretation. This is cool, isn't it? Some of the planets. Geomancy, patience. Phrenology, certainty. Every time I see anything like that on a head where it's like cut into sections, it reminds me of Pinhead on Hellraiser. I'm sorry, but it does. Oh dear. I used to really like I still like them, the Hellraiser films. Right, fortune cookie, fortuitous. Runes, perception. I like that card too. Oh, and this one, spells, alchemy. Yes. Smoke, prayers. Feathers, message. Yeah, they say, don't they, if you see a feather, if a feather falls in front of you, or there's a feather in your pathway where you're walking, that it's like a message from spirit, or from someone in spirit that has passed. Pendulum, decision. Aura, observation. Dictionary, communication. I love this one. Oracle, wisdom. Tarot, guidance. Shagai, I might be saying that wrong, but that's what it looks like. Fragmented. These bones. Ouija board, caution. Yes, always with a Ouija board. Numerology, precision. Scrying mirror, projection. Love that, scrying. Footprints, direction. Those like human prints, but there's also like bird prints too. Dreams, incubation. I Ching, change. Psychometry, sensitivity. Arrow, focus. I love this one too. I like the background to the card as well. I like the dowsing rods that he's just using two sort of twigs or branches there, and the surrounding like countryside is really nice. And that is Seeker. Crystal ball is clarity. Love that one too. Astrology is destiny. And our last card is book, knowledge. So that is the full deck, guys. I know you may have seen this deck before, but like I said, it's new to me. And just a quickie before I go, just something that happened yesterday. I met up with my brother and with my other brother who lives in Devon, who I haven't seen for about 18 months, and we met in Oxfordshire and went to see the White Horse at Uffington, which was really cool. It was a steep climb though, and coming down the rocks were quite slippery because they were like chalk and they just kind of slipped under your feet, so it was a bit scary. And then we went to a long barrow, a Saxon long barrow called Wayland's Smithy, and it's owned by English Heritage. That was really cool as well. I love touching the rocks in those places, like, you know, because obviously the long barrow is surrounded by rocks, and there at the front there's like an entrance bit that's like a little cave, which I would have loved to have gone in, but of course I wouldn't do that, because you've got to respect these sites and not do things like that. But I did get to touch the stones and my hands were all tingly. But after that, when we'd said goodbye to my brother that was going back to Devon, my brother that you've perhaps seen on camera sometimes, that I usually go to places with, we were coming back together, and we stopped just down the road at this pub just to get like a drink, just a Coke or something. And the pub looked really old, and it was called the White Horse Inn, and it was partly thatched and had all the beams and that running through, like low ceilinged. So cool. And I said, wow, this is a cool pub. We went in there and ordered the drinks and everything, and we sat there, and my brother said, I keep being drawn to look over towards that stone fireplace. I said, yeah. I said, that's happening to me too. And I just looked at him and said, male energy. He said, yeah. I said, what I'm getting, I can't actually see him stood there, but I could see in my mind's eye, in my mind, I could see a man stood there with his back to the fire, in kind of like the Victorian men sometimes used to wear those frock coats that used to come down to just below the knee, and he was wearing something like that, and like smart trousers. And my brother was getting he said, all I'm getting is male and like smart trousers. You know, we'd been in the pub 5 minutes. Anyway, he said, I'm going to ask about it. And the lady behind the bar didn't know anything. She'd obviously perhaps hadn't worked there that long. But there was a guy working there. And we said, how old is the pub? And he said, oh, it dates from the 1500s, which is so cool, because that's like Tudor, Elizabethan times. And my brother said, bit creepy, isn't it? And the guy sort of looked at him and went, is it? My brother went, yeah. He said, we've been in here like, you know, the first 5-10 minutes that we were in here, we were getting feelings over by the fireplace and stuff. And the guy said, well, the landlord died suddenly here about 5 years ago, so that's fairly recent. He said, and a lot of the glasses come flying off the shelf and smash on the floor. They've had that happen a few times. And there's also a maid that's been seen walking through the bar area into the next section of the pub. And we'd said that we'd picked up, both of us had kind of picked up a male energy, but not a recent male energy. It was more like a Victorian, possibly, time period male. And the guy was really interested and was like, wow, really? And we were like, yeah. And I've looked into it since, and you can actually stay there. It's actually an inn, and they've got about 5 rooms. And I was thinking that would just be so cool. So I don't know, at one point me and my brother might try to do an overnight stay there, just one night. So yeah, so that was a cool experience at the end of yesterday. My brother said, typical of us to go and find the haunted pub. First pub we walk into, 5 minutes in there and straight away. So yeah, but I just thought I'd share that with you guys anyway. I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.